Welcome everybody to tonight's GOVVI Opportunity presentation. My name is Adam Ringham. Just a little bit about me. I've been in network marketing for about 12 years. I've been a miserable failure for 8 of them. And then for the last 4 years, I've been a multi-7-figure earner. I'm a father, husband. I've got many different things that I do on the side besides just like ministries, working with the GOVVI products. The list is very, very, very long, but I'm not really here to talk about me because that's not of the utmost importance. It's really not even all that important. I'm just here to be a messenger and deliver some information. So we're going to do about 37 to 38 minutes is what I'm going to try to keep this video to. The first third of the video, I'm just going to give you the nuts and bolts of what is GOVVI, how does it work, where did it came from, why is it on the market, and is it safe? We're just going to do that before we kind of do anything else. So if that's the information you're here for, the first third of the video is going to be that. The second third of the video, I'm going to run through just the comp plan, nuts and bolts. Here's the comp plan. Here we go. So that way, if you're interested in it, if you are interested in sharing, saying, "Hi, how do I do this the most efficiently, get the most return for my effort in terms of the comp plan? What do I need to do? What's the best way to do it?" That'll be about the second third. And then the final third, I kind of like to leave it for my own, so that way I don't waste people's time with saying, if you're not interested, that's totally okay. I'm not going to start with that. I'm going to end with, here is what's going to make GOVVI so special if you're looking for a side hustle, or if you're looking to get into network marketing, if you're looking to make an extra buck, if you're looking to save some money, if you're looking to help other people. That's kind of where, just in my experience, I've been in multiple network companies, network marketing, e-commerce space, subscription, startups, if you will. So I'm no stranger to it. I've been very successful. I've had a lot of fun, met a lot of great people. But at the end of it, I'm going to really put in, I would advise you watch it, even if you skip the comp plan part, just to go to that, because there's some really important points that I want to point out for people, just so you kind of can wrap your head around where this is going. And maybe it's a little bit of my why, and it might be part of your why of saying, hey, why do we even want to do this in the first place? So without further ado, let's just get started so that we can talk about what this is. I'm sorry, I just want to get the I'm going to make it so it'll zoom and do a full screen, hopefully. There it is. Full screen mode. Hopefully this works out and everybody can see this appropriately. So first off, what is GOVVI? GOVVI fuel tablets are a 5th-generation fuel catalyst backed by a 1973 Nobel Prize in Chemistry won by Jeffrey Wilkinson and Ernst Otto Fischer. It's a revolutionary catalyst. A catalyst is different than an additive. A catalyst changes the molecular structure of fuel molecules to make them smaller, more uniform, burn more efficiently, and more completely, so that there's no carbonization or carbon residue, and more power to the engine. Those of you that are familiar in the natural health world with structured water, it's sort of like the same thing being applied here to your gasoline. So it's formulated to reduce your vehicle's fuel consumption. It results in more miles per gallon, which saves you more money every time you fill up your tank. It's also designed to clean your engine, reduce knocking, and lower emissions so that we can all do our part for the environment. I drive a supercharged 700 horsepower Jeep Trackhawk. It uses up a lot of gas. Since I'm not making maybe the most environmentally sound decision with my car, perhaps I can at least try to minimize and offset. And I do notice a very, very big difference when I use the GOVVI fuel catalyst. So how does it work? It creates an acceleration of fuel burning at the time of combustion, and that ends up reducing the peak temperature of the cylinder, increasing the life of the engine, because the cooler we can make your engine run, that's why you have coolant in the engine to keep it cooler. The cooler we can make it run, and we reduce this peak temp, that we don't get the pitting, the scarring, the carbonization, and it helps to create a unique catalytic cover over the combustion surfaces of the engine. Basically, it helps to just keep them clean so they don't get all gummed up with carbon residue. It increases the octane or cetane level of the fuel by about 5 to 7, and it increases power and performance, reduces the emission and smoke exhaust, keeps the engine clean, prevents carbonization, and keeps the valve injectors and oxygen sensors clean. I've actually seen 3 testimonials so far where people's check engine lights went off after like 2 or 3 tanks of GOVVI, which doesn't surprise me if these sensors get gummed up. If we can help clean out the engine, these sensors then operate more appropriately. So when we're talking reduced maintenance costs, your vehicle is the second most in almost every family. It's the second most expensive purchase that you're going to have basically in your life. It's the second most expensive thing behind your house. The longer we can make it last, the better we take care of it. And if it saves us money at the same time, this is kind of a wonderful no-brainer. So the molecular behavior of petroleum and oil derivatives, which is oil and gasoline or fuel and gasoline or fuel and diesel, inside the combustion chamber, the oil and its derivatives, gasoline and diesel, tend to behave in a very unstable manner inside the combustion chamber. This molecular instability causes the formation of solid residues called oxides due to the acid process in the combustion chamber. This acid process results in carbonization, and because these oxides are resistant to high temperatures, the carbonized ore additives adhere to the metals used in the various components in the engine. So it's important to know this oxidation process is going to occur in every single type of engine that's operated by fossil fuel, be it chainsaws, weed whips, boats, airplanes, cars, trucks, semis, tractors, you name it. It all operates under the same principle. So the acid process of resistance and this oxidation, this oxidation process will cause the engine of your vehicle to consume more fuel, pollute the environment more, increase preventative and corrective maintenance costs, and lose power. You get carbonization in the spark plugs. So now the spark plugs have a little carbon residue over a little spark gap there, so they don't spark as well. You get the clogging of oil and gasoline filters, you get damage to oxygen sensors, loss of engine compression, increase in polluting gases, higher fuel consumption, more frequent oil changes, and the increase in the engine temperature. So we're not just talking the fuel performance, the fuel economy increase, we're also getting performance out of the engine, longer life out of the engine, and reducing the emissions. So there is a whole bunch of other parts that come besides just the savings in gas that you get from increased mileage. So the 1973 Nobel Peace Prize in GOVVI, it goes from the unstable to the stable. In the simplest of terms, Wilkinson and Fisher managed to formulate a stable molecule in a metal element in the middle of two carbon elements connected to hydrogen chains. This GOVVI formulation acts on the exposed carboxyl compound branches that are acidic and attract to the GOVVI's tablet oxides to initiate a dehydration process. The dehydration process produces a molecule of water, which decomposes at high temperatures, releasing a molecule of carbon dioxide, which is CO2. This process eliminates the links of the aromatic chains and has a reversible effect on the carbon deposits. Basically, it increases your octane number by about 5. It reduces toxic emissions up to 85%, and it decarbonizes the carbon residue, leaving a catalytic finish and varnish. So basically, it cleans out the engine. It increases your octane number, reduces the toxic emissions, and gives you better fuel economy. All of these are great things. Okay, so why do we want to trust GOVVI? Well, GOVVI is an organometallic technology, and this technology has got 6 Nobel Prizes in chemistry over roughly the past 40 years. In July of 2015, GOVVI technology was approved in Mexico by the IMP, which is the Mexican Petroleum Institute. The Department of Defense and the aerospace industry in the United States have used organometallic technologies for more than 30 years. This technology provided these federal organizations in the United States come from the same laboratory that manufactures the tablets for GOVVI. So there are tests totaling 400 million miles in the United States alone. That's how much safety and testing has gone on. People say, oh, well, why on earth hasn't this come up before for the consumer world? Because nobody cared. Commercial companies have always cared about this. They want their engines to last longer. Their fleet vehicles, they use a lot of gas. They want less maintenance. They want to reduce the emissions. They want a bunch of that. John Q. Public, however, did not care until gas got expensive. So the same technology that's been around for 40 years has now been brought to the consumer market because people now care about it, and rightfully so. Gas got really expensive, so it's how economy works. You've got a need, and when there's a need there, if you can fill it, great. So the GOVVI tablet technology has been in operation since the summer of 2010 in the United States. Previously, it's been other places before that. As of now, there's no record of product returns. The GOVVI tablet has never caused damage to engines or the environment, and therefore has no lawsuits on record with the United States. The laboratory that manufactures GOVVI products is regulated by the EPA, and therefore it represents a symbol of guarantee that it reduces pollution by up to 85%. So the biggest question people get is it safe? Yes. GOVVI is safe. We just went over a bunch of different slides of how long this technology has been in use, and the Department of Defense has over 400 million miles. The Mexican government also tested it as well. So this same manufacturer that GOVVI has been tested for hundreds of millions of miles, even by the United States Department of Defense. So this allows you to save money and the environment. So because GOVVI fuel tablets reduce your CO2 emissions by up to 85%, thereby you're going to reduce your consumption of diesel exhaust fluid in diesel engines. I can't tell you how much you're actually going to save in diesel exhaust fluid. I don't have any experience with that with big rigs. We do know, however, that if you are releasing less greenhouse gases, then you're not going to go through as much diesel exhaust fluid. This is just a standard chemical reaction that if I'm polluting less, I use less DEF. That's a great thing. This basically ends the thing of what GOVVI is. Where does it come from? How does it work? It's a little pill you drop into your tank. It costs anywhere from $3 to $5 a piece. Single tablet treats 15 to 20 gallons. And I myself, I pay about $3 for a single one of those tabs because I buy it in bulk. It saves me around $40 in my car that I drive. Number one, because I don't have to buy 93 octane. I can use 87. I have done multiple tanks at 87 testing it. I pay attention to how my car drives and what my mileage is because I don't get great mileage, so I like to pay attention. But using the GOVVI tabs with the 87 instead of 93 not only saves me $1 right out the gate, like $1 a gallon. So I save almost 20 gallons of a fill up right there on that alone. But I actually noticed that the 87 performs better than the 93 with the GOVVI tab added to it. In full disclosure, my most recent fill up was an ethanol 393, and I added 2 GOVVI tabs to it. I have been the pedal has been a little bit of temptation. It definitely drives very differently than it used to. So that's the presentation on what are the GOVVI tabs, how do they work. Little tablet goes in your engine, better fuel economy, longer engine life, reduced emissions. Everybody's happy. The only person that loses really is big oil, and they can afford to lose a little bit. So the technology has been around for 40 years, 400 million miles of testing. Just nobody in the consumer market cared until now because gas wasn't expensive enough. It's been used for decades. So now, however, the gas is expensive. People now care. This is why the product is in the market. This is why I haven't really heard about it, because nobody's cared. So let's move on to the opportunity. So we got the GOVVI experience, and I've been with multiple startup networking marketing companies. I've worked with tons of them in the past. I am exceedingly impressed with how well GOVVI has done so far. So this is a company built to suit your vision. This is designed for the customer, recruiter, or team builder to basically have an e-commerce experience that has never been easier. So we've got tools and technology. We've got a clean e-commerce site for the everyday consumer. What we did, GOVVI, is different. We didn't want it to look like a standard network marketing. Join our team. Here's your lifestyle. Buy in, MLM, network marketing. Here we go. Yay. We wanted this to be different. We wanted to be really providing value to people. So we have a nice, clean e-commerce site that looks like you're shopping on Amazon. So it's really kind of a subscription-based e-commerce program with rewards more than it is network marketing. Honestly, I'm splitting hairs at this point, but people really like to see this because it's easy to navigate. There's a squeeze page to direct to the consumer. They're going to have a mileage calculator. The checkout's never been easier. And the website is beautiful. It looks great. Everything that they do is super high quality and top notch. And especially for only being around for about 2 months at this point, they have done an amazing job. So they really know what they're doing. So it's professional. GOVVI uses very professional imagery and feel to help guide your business to success with a look that appeals to everyone. And we have the science to back it. So there's rewards too. So not only can you earn monetary compensation, but there's a loyalty system to reward those with excellent customer retention. Customer service is already, the people that are doing it are handling so many things so efficiently and so well, and it's only going to get better. We've got global shipping. So we're already over in a dozen countries. I want to say we're in almost 24 countries right now, and more being added regularly to help you expand your reach and market like nobody else can. With these little tablets, they can fit in a very small little shipping pack. We can send these all over the world, no problem. So how many different ways do we get paid? Did I skip one of these? Let's see if we can go back or not. One of my pages is airing out. Isn't that wonderful? So, all right, well, there's basically 7 different ways to get paid. Let's just take a look at number 1. We got a customer bonus. Customers can come in and you don't have to be on a subscription and you don't have to join the company. You can just, as a customer, do a one-time order to pay retail pricing. At the lowest package, if they buy it one time, not on a subscription, it's $35 instead of $25, or $65 instead of $50, or $130, I believe, instead of $100. Basically, when you make a retail sale, somebody buys that one time, they just purchase it, no subscription. You make the difference between what the retail price is and what the subscription price. So the first one, 35 to 25, you make 10 bucks off that single sale. That's pretty great. The CV, or commissionable volume, basically how much you get that goes into your comp plan and into your binary, that goes into your binary on your weakest leg at the end of every week. So all the commissional volume value goes into the lesser leg of the 2-team pay. So there's the first order reward on the $99 packs or the 70 CV or larger. The first time somebody signs up or purchases it, one of your subscribers or one of your promoters, you get 35% of that, which comes up to about, I think it's around $22 or so comes up. So you get a first time order reward from that, plus 35 CV goes into your 2-team binary leg. The GOVVI Life bonus. This is wonderful for the person that just wants to casually share, that isn't going to turn it into a huge business. This is the great one, is the GOVVI Life bonus. You can earn up to $700 a month by purchasing a qualified product pack or higher sponsoring promoters. To start off with, if you want to be a promoter, you want to share your link, the bare minimum you've got to do is only $25 a month. That gets you 5 tabs. That gets you the equivalent of about 5 tanks of gas or 100 gallons. And I think that's 370 liters of gas gets treated for the 25 bucks. So if you come in at $50 or $100, you can qualify for 2 different monthly bonuses. There's the GOVVI bonus and then the double life, or the life bonus and the double life bonus. So if you come in and we're going to use the $100 pack for everybody, just for an example, to just really round this and make this easier. So the GOVVI Life bonus is if I come in and I say, hey, you know what, listen, I'm going to come in at the $100. I got plenty of gas and stuff I'm going to go through. I've got some samples I'm going to give out. I know people who are going to want it, or I'll just sell it to random people around me too, because when I buy more, it's cheaper a piece. I'll just charge my buddy for it more. Well, I've got at least 2 friends that when I told them about this, they said, well, I want to share this too, because this is great. This is saving families money. I'm not taking money from any family. I'm giving it back to them when they purchase it. My buddies that are my friends that are the empaths that have the big hearts, they go, this is great. I'm going to save family. Like I save $200 alone, like every month on it by spending $25. That's a great return back that goes in my pocket. So my 2 buddies came up to me and said, yeah, hey, I want to be part of this. Well, I went up to them, but they were an immediate yes, saying like, hey, yeah, how do I get started? If you bring those 2 people on, say, hey, do the $100 pack, you can sell some to your friends, you can give some away, whatever you need to do. If you have 2 other people that say, yeah, I totally see the opportunity here, they come in, you get an extra $100 bonus on top of the other bonuses that they get. So that can be the first time bonus. We're now looking to get 2 of those, about 25, you're up to about 150 bucks. And then if we throw it into a binary comp plan, that's pretty great money right there. So hold on. At that point, after, 2 people come in too, well, then each person kind of says, well, listen, I got a 3rd buddy that I finally called, later today. That 3rd person says, yes, this is a fantastic opportunity. I drive a truck, or I know somebody, be like, yeah, I want to start sharing. If you bring in that 3rd person at the $100 order, then and then each one of your other 2 people have to have 3 people as well. So that means you get a bonus of $150 or $300, depends on if you do the $100 or the $50 pack. Well, naturally, after you've got 3 people sharing and your friends have 3 people sharing, you talk to your 4th person and your other friends talk to their 4th person. If they come in at the 50 or 100, then it's 250 or 500. And then when it's 5, get to 5, that's 350 or 700. So if you refer 5 people, I'm going to use this 5 people thing down the line here. So bear with me because it gets important. So it's just saying, hey, can you find 5 people that want to help other people save money on gas, that they're just taking money from big oil. We're not costing families money. We're giving money back to them. That's a pretty easy sell because everybody right now, gas prices are about to go up even higher from when this winter comes. It's going to be interesting. So that's kind of where it is. Be like, do you have 5 friends that want to help save people money on gas? Everybody is griping about it. It's real easy to do. So then we get into the 2-team reward. This is one of the easier ones that basically all of the volume that comes in, you got your 2 friends you first brought in or your first business builders or whoever it was, they come in, you have a left leg and a right leg. This is called your binary or your 2-team reward. Every week, the volume off the smaller leg is what you get cut a paycheck on. It can be 10 to 20% on whatever the CD or the commissional volume is on the lower volume of your 2 legs. So the other thing is too, like with this, as it builds, there's people above you that can pass down people that just go to pile into your downline for you and add to these numbers. And then everybody you've spoken to, as they talk to more people and they start to join and start sharing and everything, this all adds into your binary. This is what basically the 2-team reward or binary is. This is kind of the backbone of the paycheck of saying, hey, here's what we're going to get to. The cap per week is only $20,000 a month per week of what you can earn. So this one actually will be overshadowed for the people who really take it seriously. The sponsor bonus. This is where it gets really, this is where it starts to get really good. It's called both the sponsor bonus and the generational check matching. We're going to lump both of these into one just to talk about it simply. So what is this sponsor bonus and what's this one and why is this one for the people who are really serious like myself? This is the one that's going to pay out even more. Basically, okay, I talked about 5 when I came in, and we're just going to leave 5 as a really easy number right now. You know, the market is super hot. I got a 7-year-old that runs into Target handing out business cards that says, hey, you want to save money on gas? And they're like, hey, yeah, thanks. You'd believe how many customers I get from my 7-year-old handing out cards at the grocery store and at Target. It's hilarious to watch him. But okay, I'll find 5 people that want to share. And I start building my team with that. Well, each one of those 5 people says, yeah, I'm going to take this seriously, and I'm going to find, and I'm using seriously, I'm going to find only 5 people. That's the number we're saying here is just 5. I mean, I personally am at hundreds already, only 2 months in, but let's just 5. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying it's very easy to do a lot more, but let's just use 5, not hundreds. So I come in, I bring those 5 people in. As those 5 people start to earn and build their business and earn that binary paycheck I talked about on this 2-team reward here, as they start to earn that, I get a check of whatever they get at the end of the week for their check from that binary up to $20,000 a week. I get 20% of that. So that means that I just, let's say every one of those 5 people maxes out their comp plan, they get, or maxes out their binary and they make $20,000 a week. That $20,000 a week times 20% is $4,000 times 5 friends. That's an extra $20,000 a week for me in that matching bonus off the 5 people. Okay, that's pretty cool, but this is where it starts to get this is where it starts to get fun. So those 5 people are building their business, they're doing everything. Let's say they only do 5 people. Each one of them only does 5 on average. Let's just say that. Every one of those 5 people, as they build their business, end of the week comes, they get their binary check from back here, the 2-team reward. When they get that, I get 10% of it. So I get 20% of the 5 people I brought in. Each one of them brings 5 and they start building their business. I get 10% of 25 people. Whatever their binary check is at the end of the week, I get paid every week. So let's say they max out the comp plan. That means that they're making $25,000 or $20,000 a week. $20,000 a week times 10% is $2,000. 2,000 times 25 people. I think that's $50,000 right there, plus the $25,000 that I got from, or is it 20,000 that I got from my initial one. This starts to overshadow this one pretty quickly. So, okay, we're not done yet. So we're only at level 2 at this point. We're at 25 people. Each one of those 25 people, just small number on average, 5 people. We're up to 125 people. Every week, whatever their binary check is, you get 10% of that. That's level 3 of 125 people. Doesn't stop there. Let's say just each one of those people on average does 5 people. We go from 125 to 625 people. You get 10% of that binary check, plus the 110% of the 20, or 10% of the 125 people, plus 10% of the 25 people, plus the 20% of the 5 people, and it still goes one layer deeper. So we got 625 people, take that times 5, that's roughly 3,100, 3,200 people. I get 10% of all of their binary checks every week at the end of the week as a matching bonus, like extra paid to me. I don't take it from them. It's paid as a bonus. So I got over 3,000 people, I'm at 10%. This was just off the 5 number I'm talking about. I got over 3,000 people there, I'm making 10%, 625% of people I'm making 10%, 125 people I'm making 10%, 25 people I'm making 10%, and 5 people I'm making 20%. This is where this sponsor bonus and this generational check matching, I just did numbers of 5 people because we're talking about who wants to save money on gas. It's not real hard to find 5 people that say, yeah, I want to save money on gas and I want to do this too. We're going to get to how this works a little bit later. Plus there's a global pool bonus. So I just went through let's see what's 3,100 plus 625. So we're going to say we're at 3,750 roughly, 3,750 plus 125. That's 3,800 plus 25. If it's only the 5 people that each person on average brings in, you're at nearly 4,000 people. You're collecting 10% to 20% of an extra bonus on top of what they already made as an extra bonus. That adds up. really quickly, extremely quickly. So on top of that, there's a global pool bonus. Any superstar or above gets part of global sharing. Superstars really, it's not that big to do. I want to say the first week I had 28 people in my downline hit superstar. So what that means is 2% of all of the total commissionable volume of the entire company for the week goes into a pool. Everybody who qualifies as the superstar basically gets a portion of that divvied out and just gets repaid to everybody. This is just a nice little paycheck that pops up. And then basically that's the 7 different ways to get paid. There's step 1, start by purchasing qualified package, 50 or $100. You could even do 25 if you really wanted to, but if you want to take it even halfway seriously, do 50 or 100. Step number 2 is share it with 2 to 5 people who want to save money on gas, who already control their financial future, but also want to help other people save money. They don't want to take it from them. They want to help them save it. They want to provide value. Step number 3 is teach your partner to complete steps 1 and 2. That's kind of where it is. My 7-year-old can do this. He runs up in a grocery store. People ask questions and basically say just like, yeah, do you want to share too? You want to save a bunch of money? They're like, it works? 1, yes, it works. 2, it's safe. Yep, it's completely safe. Number 3, can you earn a great income from it? Oh, yes. There's the biggest 3 questions that we usually get. There's science right on the website. There's an FAQ right on the website. That's basically the end of this presentation so far in terms of we did what is GOVVI, how does it work, what is the product? We moved into the comp plan, said what is it, how does it work, how do I get paid? That is pretty much the, I'm gonna go ahead and admit a bunch of people now that I have my screen back. So that is pretty much the nuts and bolts of that presentation. We're gonna get out of that there and close that up. So that's the nuts and bolts of what is it, and that's the nuts and bolts of how do I get paid. Now, on my end, I do want to share some personal experience with you, if it's all right. Just coming from network marketing for so many years and being a multi-7-figure earner, I've learned not only what not to do, but I've learned what to do. Jim Rohn, one of his best quotes, he's an awesome network marketing motivational speaker. I love the guy. He's the guy that talks like this. So he's comical to listen to, but he's packed full of information and wisdom and experience. He tells us 90% of network marketing is the timing. Nothing could be more true, because it doesn't matter how great your product is, doesn't matter how big of a following you are, doesn't matter what kind of commissions you get. It kind of doesn't even matter if the company's selling the stuff and losing half the money to give it away. If you don't get in at the right time, it's very difficult to be very successful. This is just a fact of it. GOVVI right now is still in the very beginning stages of it. And this means the opportunity is enormous. This means you're getting in. There are roughly 2 billion B with a B, 2 billion potential customers on the planet. You imagine where this can go if you get started now and take it seriously. Take a look at some of the other, if you're familiar with any network marketing companies, do like Young Living, doTERRA, Isogenics. I don't even keep track of all of them anymore, but imagine the big ones that have been around for a little bit. Imagine where you'd be if you'd gotten started when the company started. That's what I really want you to think about, of saying, hey, do I want to do this even? Do I want to take it seriously? Your opportunity right now, this is probably going to be the biggest opportunity of your life to be able to hit the easy button to make your financial future look different. I've worked in a number of the other companies. Like, I get it. I'm not knocking any of them. I'm just saying they come with different challenges that GOVVI doesn't have the resistance. Pretty much every other company that I work with or have worked with, if I put it out in front of 100 people, I get maybe 5 people that are interested. Of those 5, I maybe get 2 or 3 that want to purchase it from it. So I got a 2 to 3% conversion ratio, not because I'm a bad salesman, but I don't want to be pushy. But number 2, it's just these people don't find value in the product. They're not looking for that right now. That's okay. With GOVVI, however, try to go find, like, how many people can you name that don't need to save money on gas? I've got like 1 person I know that doesn't have a car. That's kind of about it. So when you put this in front of like 100 people, when they really wrap their mind around it, there's a much, much larger chunk of people, just like my kid at Target. We've got about an 80% success ratio. When he runs up out of nowhere and blinds them, want to save money on gas, and tosses them a card, 80% of people go, hey, yeah, thanks, cool. About 20% are just like, oh, I'm not interested. You know, they're having that kind of day. They're shopping at Target, whatever it is that they like. That's fine. That's a whole different story. than if I'm running around trying to sell, you know, vitamins or a supplement or a shake or something else. I'm running around doing that. I'm not going to get a whole lot of people that are real receptive. Right now, you tell people, do you want to save money on gas? And if you haven't watched where this winter is going, there's going to be a lot more people that really want to save money on gas come this winter, because it's going to get higher, sadly. So the next thing to look at too is, I'm familiar with network marketing and leading a bunch of people in it. And so here's what's going to happen too. As these gas prices and as all this inflation keeps going up, and we can argue whose fault it is and whose fault it isn't, it doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is inflation is going up quite a bit. This means families have less disposable income. This means, number one, they're going to be looking for more ways to save. You see how much people sit in a Costco line to save 10, 20 cents a gallon on gas. Let's see, 20 cents a gallon times 20 gallons. What is that, like maybe $4? They'll sit there for an hour to save only a couple of dollars on gas. I save $40 in 15 seconds dumping the thing in. Which one's smarter? The other thing that happens too, all these people that are this GOVVI fixed so many things that I didn't like about network marketing. One of the biggest things I didn't like was having to ask people to spend $250 a month just to get their commission. I don't like that. Like it bothered me. That's actually one of the reasons I left. One of the reasons I left of my other network marketing companies, that I actually just retired from all of them, said I'd never do them again. And my friend came up to me with the GOVVI thing. He's like, hey, I got an opportunity for you. I said, shut up. He's like, no, I just need 3 minutes of your time. I said, shut up. He kept pestering me. He's like, all right, I need 30 seconds of your time. I said, fine, you got 30 seconds. After I listened for 30 seconds, I'm like, you got 3 minutes. After the 3 minutes, I'm like, you got 2 hours. Like, give me everything, please, right now. So as the inflation keeps going up, the people that are in a bunch of these other network marketing companies, especially the people at the bottom, they're spending $250 a month to make $30 to $60. Usually what happens is, and I don't mean to be sexist or like rude or anything, but usually the husband comes in and says, hey, honey, you know, like it's been cool. You've been trying to build your business for 6 months. It's cost us a bunch of money. It's taken a ton of time. You're not with the kids. You know, you've got to do all this side hustling. And usually the husband comes in and is like, we can't do this anymore. They're like, we need to open up this budget. With GOVVI, your monthly requirement of spending is only $25 at the minimum, but that $25 can get you $100 to $200 back. In the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, their gas is almost $10 a gallon. Those savings are ridiculous. Like when you start looking there, that's unbelievable. We call America lucky. Like our gas it's still not that expensive compared to the rest of the world. So the thing is, tons of these other network marketing companies, and I'm already seeing it, they're having a mass exodus from them, because the husband just comes in like, honey, we got a budget. You've been doing this for 6 months, 3 months, 9 months, a year. We can't spend $250 a month for you to make 30 to 60 bucks. And then you're not here helping. I'm trying to pick up all the slack. We're just not getting anywhere. And sometimes it's through no fault of their own, but it's like, this is just the way it works. So a bunch of other MLMs, they're going to lose the whole bottom rung of people, meaning the people that were breaking even are now the ones that are spending $250 a month to make $30 to $60. So you give it about 3 months, that's kind of where we're going to be at. There's going to be the whole bottom level of a bunch of these other network marketing companies just drop off. I'm not going to say they're going to collapse, but I'm saying it's not going to be pretty. It's already not pretty. We're already seeing these sorts of things. We're seeing a small uptick because people are trying to find other ways to make money as things get tight, but they're going to catch on just like kind of a lot of other people do, that $150, $250 a month to make $30 isn't a good time investment. With GOVVI, I spend $25. I personally save $200 a month if I use all 5 tablets, or all 5 tabs in the gas, which I do. And I also get the residual incomes from it. So the biggest point is the amount of value that we're providing for people. We don't take any money from families. That's my favorite part. I love value. That's the whole, if you don't have the value there, I'm not touching it, because I don't care what the comp plan is. I don't care how much money I make. If the value is not there, I'm not touching it. I'm sorry. I don't work that way. I won't work that way. So with this, our value is insane. We take no money from families. What we are is a modern day Robin Hood. We're taking money from big oil and giving it back to the other families. And I hate to break this, big oil can spare the money. You know what they're going to do? They're going to laugh and be like, fine, we'll raise prices another 20%. Have fun with your fuel tabs. I can't do anything about that right now. But what I can do is I can help families save at least a little bit of money. You know, how many people, that difference in fuel savings is the difference between organic and non-organic groceries. It's the difference between buying that one fantastic supplement that you like or not being able to, or even that savings could be like, well, fine, I'm going to work another MLM, and GOVVI's the money it saves me in gas allows me to buy the minimum for the other MLM. Like, I don't know. I'd put it would be like, I'm just going to keep all my energy over here, but you know, whatever. It still allows you families to get that money back. That can be daycares, you know, that could be a night out. That's a good night of date night, going out with a husband and wife. You spend $200 on something. That's a pretty decent night. You know, that covers an Uber ride and a meal and a couple of drinks, or maybe more than a couple of drinks, depending on where you go. But this provides that level of value back that nobody else has. Also, I love that we don't have the clicky feel of we have to sit here and have 50 Zoom calls talking about the exact same product and why ours is better and the ingredients are different and who should use it and who shouldn't and why they need this different one. It's one product to learn. Once you've tuned into this opportunity video once, you probably really only need to see it like once or twice. You really don't need any more. There is none of this constant Zooms. Once in a while, the corporate has updates, and those are fun, you know, when it's like once a week and it's not endless Zooms. You've always got to tune into, learn about all the ingredients and memorizing all these products and who needs it. And it's one thing that every single person, for the most part on the planet, needs help with. It's that easy. You are giving money back to people while stealing it from big oil. We get to be Robin Hood. And the minimum to do it is $25 a month. That it saves you $100 to $200. I spend 25. Can you walk up to somebody and say, hey, if you give me $5, I'll give you 20 back? Go find somebody that wouldn't take that deal. And if you have somebody that won't take that deal, be like, you probably don't want to hang around with them because there's probably a lot of stuff that goes wrong in their life. I mean, if that's sort of deal, that's basically what we're talking. If you give me $5, I'll give you 20 back in savings. Who says no to that? Nobody in their right mind anyway. And it'll take a little bit for this to catch on. And we're not even talking the extending of the engine life and it running better and cleaner and smoother. And me, dude, that's fair. Dude, I'm totally okay with that. I got a sweet sports car. I like driving fast and getting on the gas pedal. I love that it runs better, even at the 87 versus 93. That's great value. Plus I put money back in my pocket, even driving with a lead foot, even more value. That's the whole point here. We've got 2 billion potential customers in this world, and where this company going, if you haven't seen the marketing videos and the other things, we are just getting started. And the whole point of this is too, it's so easy, a 7-year-old can do it. I've got the video in my business builder group. If you want the proof, you'll watch him run around. It's hilarious. Of him being like, Dad, I'm gonna get this guy. You'll see him sprint down. It's so funny. That's how easy this is though. A 7-year-old literally does it. It is successful. I can't tell you how many retail sales he's brought in. He basically pays for my grocery store trip when we go out to the grocery store in retail sales, having fun running around doing this. This is too good to be true. I swear to God, that's kind of like the biggest thing people have to get over. They're saying like, wait, is this too good to be true? I'm like, I know it sounds that way. But I got a 7-year-old at the grocery store that like, this opportunity is like, this is going to be probably the best, easiest, most wonderful opportunity for a fair amount of years in your life that you're going to get. You might win the lottery or do something else, but in terms of collective group opportunity, you, your friends, your family, people you want to meet, network with, this opportunity is huge because gas prices are not going to come down anytime soon. I would love it if they were. And if I'd be out of a job, the gas was low enough that nobody cared, I'd be totally cool with that because the whole world saves a bunch of money. I'll figure something else out. Probably not going that direction though. Sorry, this winter's probably going to be pretty rough. So it's better to get into it now. Chance favors the prepared mind. If you know it's going to rain, build your ark. Find some way to have a side hustle, afford all the different things you need to recession-proof yourself. Because even when this recession hits, and as it continues on, people are still gonna buy gas because they got to get to work. Some might buy electric cars, and I have my own opinions there. We'll put a bit in that for political correctness. But that's where we're at, and I kept it to, I went a couple of minutes over what I wanted to, so it was 42 minutes instead of about 37. I'm sorry. But this basically sums up the end of the presentation of the ending part. I've seen and been with a lot of network marketing companies. GOVVI's comp plan, the $25 a month to have to purchase, the look and the feel that it's breaking the network marketing mold, and the fact that there's 2 billion potential customers out there, that I got a 7-year-old that can run up and hand a business card to strangers in the middle of a grocery store, and 80% of them go, cool, thank you. Got the video to prove it, you can go watch it. So that's what I wanted to bring to everybody's attention. This is the opportunity. There's the payment, there's the comp plan. And if nothing else, even if you're not interested, you just want to save money on gas, amazing. And if this opportunity isn't for you, totally fine. But the rest of you that really, really see this opportunity, get with whoever invited you here with any questions that you have. I will be putting these on, and I will be available, and we'll have group Zooms, but I like to try to keep them down so I don't just take up a bunch of people's time for no reason. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you see the phenomenal opportunity and the value that this is to steal from big oil. This makes this a video game to me. That's what makes this, like, I smile like an idiot every time you see me doing this, and I'm like, I'm gonna go steal from big oil today. I sleep great knowing I'm stealing from big oil. That's awesome. So you guys have the very best night. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for giving me your time on a Sunday night to tune into this. Have an amazing one, and we'll talk soon.